Hey guys, welcome to episode number 28 of Ask Jungle Scout, the show where we answer all your top questions about selling on Amazon. Remember, if you'd like your question to be answered on the show, please drop it in the comment section below this video so that I've got a chance to answer it in a future episode. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so. We've got a lot of great content coming out every single week, so I highly recommend it. Let's get to the first question. Keyword research seems to be a massively important part of FBA. Having identified a potentially good product, there are numerous paid and free keyword research tools, including Keyword Inspector, Reverse ASIN, Amazon PPC, Merchant Words, etc., which will generate hundreds or thousands of potentially profitable words and phrases. Please explain how to use this vast quantity of data in one listing. So this is a good question because there are so many tools to help you with your keyword research. The thing to note here though is that with the hundreds or thousands of keywords that you're getting, most of them aren't intended to go into your actual listing in your description and title and even in the back end. A lot of the keywords that you're getting are usually to put into PPC campaigns so that you can experiment with trying to get sales through all these new keywords. When it comes to optimizing your listing, I'd probably only use a couple of different tools really to get those keywords or those main keywords that you want to try to rank for in your title and description and so forth. As simple as it is, I really like Amazon's autofill. What that means is when you go to the search bar and you start typing in the name of the product that you're after, let's say you're wanting to sell a yoga mat, if you just started typing in YOG, it would actually give you all the sort of top suggestions. It would show you yoga mat black, or hot yoga mat. It would start showing you all the most popular search terms based off of the first characters that you've typed. So you can experiment very easily this way and it will give you all the kind of most popular search terms. So I really like that method to start collecting a few of the top keywords that you want to rank for. Another free tool I like for doing this as well is keyword.io. I like this one because it says that you can actually search for keywords that are actually on Amazon. So that's really handy to get some more keywords as well. Then another one that I like but is a paid tool is Keyword Inspector. What I like about it is that it's able to essentially give you all the keywords that a competitor's product is being ranked for or is getting sales through. So I find that really helpful. I'll look at a couple of competitors' ASINs, see what keywords they're getting sales on, and use that as kind of a basis for the ones that I want to rank for. But also this will give me some of the main keywords as well that I'd like to put into my actual listing. So I would kind of cross-reference those 2 or 3 lists, see which keywords are common in all of them, and whichever ones are the most common in all of them are probably the top main keywords. Then I would take that sort of top 5 to 10 keywords, and those are the ones that I would be trying to insert into my listing. When it comes to all the rest, so you're experimenting with all these different tools out there and you're getting lists and lists of keywords, there are 2 places to put them. Firstly, you can put that in the back end of your listing. When you go to edit listing, there are 5 fields that you can fill up with keywords. So I would use them in those 5 areas. And then I would also insert those keywords into different PPC campaigns. Now we do have some more detailed webinars on keyword research and listing optimization, as well as PPC and how to set up those campaigns. So I'll leave the links for those below if you'd want to check that out in more depth. The next question is, how long can international sellers sell as individuals with no legal entity? What is the optimal time to switch to a business structure in the home country? Before first inventory, after you've already made some sales? And what is must time to go business and not individual anymore? Is the level of sales or anything else? In my opinion, there is no right time to switch from being an individual to a corporation of some sort. In fact, you can just stay as an individual for the life of being, an Amazon seller. Of course, as you scale your business, as it does get a lot bigger, then it probably makes more sense to become a corporation to kind of protect yourself a little bit more. You know, I'm sure there would be tax advantages and so forth to do so. However, I honestly wouldn't worry about it too much at the start. I sort of feel like you don't really need to ask that question because it will become very apparent. You know, when you're starting out, you're just trying to make a profit. When you're in that early stage, I really wouldn't be worrying about setting up, you know, a company structure or kind of wondering like, oh, should I do it on my next shipment or so forth. I think that when it's applicable to you, it will become very apparent. You'll be at that next level where you're getting in, you know, decent numbers of sales, your sales levels are growing, you're thinking bigger picture and thinking, you know, what are my next steps to take this to the next level? I think it will be quite apparent when, you know, you're needing or ready to shift over. There is no set time. It's not after 2 or 3 shipments, or there's nothing to, no formula as to when you should do this. It's just when it makes sense for you. If you're not making a profit at the start or not making many sales, it really, you know, doesn't matter. So I'd say don't worry about it now, and I believe that you're going to know when it's the right time. The next question is, I'm still searching for my product, but in the meantime, should I trademark a name or logo before I find the product I wish to sell? I can't say for sure. In my opinion, I probably would go ahead and start the trademark process, because thinking long term, you know, there are advantages to having the new brand registry. It seems like Amazon are going to bring out like even more features to support brands that are registered. So I think for the life of an Amazon seller, getting brand registered is, you know, going to be a very big plus. So I would personally get that process started now if it makes sense. You know, if you've got a limited budget, I would save that for the product itself, because that's ultimately the most important thing. You know, it'd be silly to spend money on a trademark and then have no money to get inventory. But if you can afford to, I would get started on the trademark today, because it will take a few months. Anyway, so you're probably already going to have your product into Amazon and be into your second shipment. So the sooner you start that process, the better, but only if it makes sense for you and your current budget. Demetrio asks, hey there, you mentioned that in order to get a feel for how things work, we can buy from Aliexpress. When we go list these items we purchased from Aliexpress, would we list them as a new product or an existing product? So I was talking about doing a small test order, even of like 10, 30, 50 units, sending it into Amazon so that you get the feel of, you know, how the process works and you get more comfortable with it before you place a larger order of 500 or 1,000. So when you're doing this, I would just go straight in and create a new listing, and create a new listing rather than selling on an existing one. That way you get the experience of setting up a listing and seeing how that works, adding images, optimizing it, writing in the description and so forth, so you get practice at that. And then you're all set to go. If you want to continue going ahead with that particular product, you've got the listing set up, potentially even might have 1 or 2 reviews from that small order that you sent in. So yeah, I would definitely just go ahead and create a new listing. So that's all the questions for today, guys. I hope you got some value from those answers. Let us know by giving us a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't heard, we've just launched part 2 of the $1 Million Case Study. We've shared with you the process of getting a product launched in the US, but we know a lot of you have been asking about the European markets, so we thought we'd launch our second product now in the European market. So head to this link here to check out the $1 Million Case Study part 2 in Europe. All right, remember to leave your questions in the comment section below. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you next time, guys.